Hi, everybody. Mitch Tanenbaum here. Thanks for joining me today. This is a short note for those folks who are defense contractors and have to comply with 800, 171, and ultimately with CMMC. When the Department of Defense released the draft final rule for CMMC in December, people who read the 234 pages of nighttime reading noticed that there was an inconsistency. And that is that it said that people who were trying to get CMMC certified had to comply with Release 2, 800-171. And that was a conflict with the current DFARS. So we figured that they would do something about it. And now with likely 800-171 revision 3 coming out shortly, like maybe this month or next month, the government decided to be a little preemptive and get ahead of the game. So let me show you how this all works. I'm going to share my screen here. So there's this thing called class deviations, and class deviations are a DoD-wide waiver, I guess is the best word, from the requirements of a particular federal acquisition regulation or defense federal acquisition regulation supplement as a FAR or DFARS. And so here's the ones that are currently in effect, and this one is the one we're going to talk about. But before we do that, I'm going to go to the current regulation, which is 252.204-7012. And I'm going to scroll down. There's a bunch of stuff in 7012, but here's the operative paragraph. The operative paragraph says, except as provided above, the covered contractor information system shall be subject to the security requirements in the National Institute of Standards and Technology, Special Publication 800-171, blah, 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 in effect at the time the solicitation is issued or is authorized by the contracting officer. This sentence here is the key sentence. So if they didn't issue this waiver, then what that means is that when they issue, let's assume that the version 3 of 800-171 comes out this month, let's say, not saying it's going to, but let's say, and they issued a solicitation next month, then that means that the contractor, in order to meet the requirements of 7012, they would have to be compliant with revision 3 of 800-171 rather than revision 2. They knew that was going to be a mess. And then on top of it, the Part 32 regulation that it was released in December specifically said, no, not the current one, but rather version 2. So what did they do? So we'll go look here, and you can see this is a memo from the Office of the Undersecretary of Defense, one of the many undersecretaries of defense. This one is particularly Tenaglia, who is the principal director of the defense pricing and contracting function inside the DoD. And this is what's called a class deviation, which means that this is DoD-wide, and every contract uses this, and it says, effective immediately, contracting officers shall use the attached version of 7012 rather than the one that's in play today until, and it says, until they rescind it. So it's unknown. I mean, it could be 2 months, it could be 2 years, but for right now, it's basically forever. And what it says is the deviation clause requires contractors who are subject to 7012 to comply with NIST Special Publication 800-171 Revision 2 rather than the version that's in effect at the time of solicitation. So that's pretty big news. It resolves the conflict. We knew they were going to resolve it. The assumption was they were going to resolve it this way. We didn't know exactly how they were going to do it, but by doing it as a class deviation, they don't have to go through the regulation process. They just say, we're going to make an exception for this particular DFARS until we say we're not going to make that exception anymore. So that's kind of the story there. A pretty simple story. Good news, makes life a lot easier for for defense contractors. They don't have to worry about revision 3 right now. And so, that's the story for today. So if you have any questions about this, please reach out to us. We'll be happy to help you with it. But hopefully this is pretty straightforward for everybody. And until next time, stay safe.
Thank you for watching. For more information or to purchase this or any other of our board or executive services, visit us at cybersecurity.com. Call us at 303-887-5864 or email us at rh@cybersecurity.com. Goodbye.